So good morning, everybody. This session is focused on, very briefly, on how you complete your Faculty of Public Health CPD online diary. Two things before I start, though. On the CPD section of the faculty website, there's a list for other CPD schemes that you could be part of. Those scheme requirements will be different to this, so if you are completing it through those schemes, do refer to their guidance. And the second thing around exemption is there's also guidance on the faculty website around exemption from the CPD diary. And this covers extended periods of leave. So whether it's sickness absence, maternity absence, or that you're no longer practicing as a public health professional. So if you feel as though you are exempt from CPD, please just refer to the faculty guidance. So this is just specifically along the lines of how to complete your diary. So as a wee reminder, as an introduction, maintaining a CPD diary and activities is a core professional obligation for us as public health professionals. And to help you demonstrate how you fulfil that obligation, the faculty has set up this diary that demonstrates your CPD over a given year for your work appraisal, your professional appraisal, or your revalidation. Now, if you're a full member of the faculty, the CPD diary is included as part of your membership. And what we find is hopefully it's a straightforward way of logging your CPD, logging your reflective practice, and how all that links together. So I want to take a few moments of your time to run through an example submission. So to help you do this, we've also drawn up a hopefully helpful flowchart that takes you through the order of the process that you need to run to. And that's already available on the faculty website for you to click on and have a look at. But for now, we'll take you through it step by step. So let's start at the beginning. So I have logged onto the faculty, I've received my code, I've gone through it, and I'm now on my CPD front page. And what I want to do, because first and foremost, you need to set up your personal and professional development objectives, so your PDP objectives. So we want to click on this button here, PDP objectives, and that takes you through to this page. Now, before we do this year, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of tidying up. So if you see this section here, you may have some from previous years, you may have a long list from previous years, but what we want to do to just have a clean front page is to run through some of these. So if I click onto this one using the details button here, you'll find that this actually was an accidental one and there's nothing in it. So what I need to do is just delete that and press delete again, and it's magically disappeared because there was nothing attached to it. It was just a complete error. But what I have here is a previous submission from 2021. And what I want to do is I want to say that that's completed. It's done. And so I press on the details. Rather than it being current, I edit it to say that it's completed. And then scroll down to the bottom, save changes, and close. And that's now disappeared. So we have a really nice, tidy page. Now, just to remember, don't press back, don't hover over this, always press the close page. If you hover over this and click, you'll be chucked out of the FPH CPD diary. What we want to do is just maintain to the yellow buttons and to the tabs. So once you've gone through this process, all nice and tidy, and we're looking to this year. So what we want to do is to create a new PDP objective. So we're on this current year, great. Date agreed, well, it's around about the date for my, we'll pretend my appraisal is today. And what I need to do is just to input a title. Now, for my PDP at the moment is I need to maintain a balance of work-life and give regard to well-being. So that's one of the aspects of my PDP. And in order for that to go forward, I just close the page. Now, as a helpful little note, if you've had a useful discussion with your appraiser on what that might look like, what activities that might include, what goals that might include, and you want to keep a little bit of a note of that, there's a helpful note section in this tab up at the top. And if you click on, you could add little notes for yourself as to what that PDP objective discussion was like. Bear in mind, that is not your reflective note for that PDP. It's just a little helpful reminder as to the discussion in your appraisal. It's just between you and your CPD diary. So we have that. And what we want to do is we just want to save change and close page. And magically, my PDP objective appears here. Now I will run that through for all of my PDP objectives to make sure that they're all listed under that current tab. So I'm now ready to go back to the front page using the yellow button, not the back, to go to the CPD front page and include, I'm ready to log one of my CPD activities. Now for this example, it's going to have to be based on the wellbeing one, so just bear with. So we have this front page. This section here is just for you to search any previous or current CPD activities. So don't worry too much about this, because what we're doing is our submissions for this year. So we need to create a new CPD activity. And what that brings us up with is a box like this. So if it's something like a 3-day conference, the start date and end date is quite simple. It starts on the 3rd, ends on the 7th, and you just put those 2 dates in. If, like wellbeing, it's something that you're going to pay attention to over the entire year, what I want you to do is either put down your appraisal date or put down the start of the CPD year to the end of the CPD year. Start date isn't really that important, but what we need to make sure is that the end of the CPD year is where the end date is included in this submission. So description could be, we'll put management guide to difficult conversations. We'll say that I attended a course on that in order to look at managing difficult conversations within a work setting. Now that was a course, so that was a formal course for a day. I'll put the date in. I'll have it as the 1st of the 5th, 2025 to the 2nd of the 5th, 2025. Now, because we can't move on without linking it back to our PDP objective, so you can see how important it is, the order, we're going to add that, and there's my little maintain a work-life balance. And then what we're going to do is we're going to save changes just to make sure that it's there. Just to make sure it's all saved. So we've got that, it's all set up, and now what I need to do is take some time to reflect on that course. So as part of our CPD diary, we have a space for reflective notes. There's plenty of guidance on the faculty website, there's plenty of guidance on the GMC website as to reflective practice. But what we want to do here is for you to submit why you chose the activity, what did you learn from the activity, how are you going to apply it, and any personal development needs going forward from that activity. Now make sure that you do complete each of these boxes, because you can't submit without having put something in each. And then once you've done that, you may want to, excuse me, link it to the competencies for our profession, or link it to the domains. But everything's there, and once you've finished that, you can close the page. Again, close the page, and it will be there under your CPD activities for the year. What you also might want to do to make your life a lot easier in March is press select for return. So when you do your CPD activity, you will see there's a box at the end of the activity. If you click that box before saving it, then you'll find that once you have saved it, it will come up here with a little tick box in it. So you don't have to go back and find it in March for when you're getting ready for your submission. It will be there ready for you as you're ready to submit for your end of year. Talking of which, so we'll pretend it's March. You're ready to submit for your annual CPD return, and that's all you have to click on, your annual CPD return. You'll look at the year that you need to submit to. And you will find all your submission will be included in this. Obviously mine isn't, because I'm not ready to submit because it's November. And what we need you to do is we need you to agree to have your annual quality return assessed if you're chosen as part of the 10% as part of the annual review. And if you have provided your CPD in a language other than English, please tick here. If you haven't, don't worry about ticking that box. Have a preview, have a see, have a look at what what you're submitting, and then when you're ready, press the Submit CPD return. The only other aspect of the CPD diary is your evidence for appraisal. So the last thing that you need to do as part of your CPD diary for the year is to make sure that you've linked your CPD to your professional appraisal, work-based if appropriate as well. So all we need you to do is to, when the appraisal time comes round, just click on the evidence for appraisal button and choose whether you want the CPD certificate and the CPD activities to be downloaded. Remember, you can look at the CPD activities just as a list or with reflective notes, but remember, if you do that, all of your reflective notes will be carried over into your appraisal system. But that's all you need to do to make sure that it's all there, and then you upload it onto whatever appraisal system that you choose to use. And that's it. That's all there is to the diary. So really, going back to the flow, it really is making sure that the flow's there. So you start with your PDP objectives, you do your CPD activities, you make sure that your submission's ready by the handy pre-select if possible, and then you get ready for your appraisal. And that's it for the year. Thank you.